and Farrell and Anderson get off the line virtually even. These two war horses have battled each other all over the world for years, and it's come down to another championship test for both of them. A slight edge to Dennis Anderson as they really crank for that forward finish line. And winner's stage, we're going to get a look at the margin of victory as Dennis celebrates his victory.
I tell you, man, I'm enjoying myself out here tonight. I was a little nervous, had a lot of pressure when I came in. Been out here for 26 years, and 26 years because of you guys up there in the stands. To me, this night is just like Vegas. I'm not kidding you. I haven't seen you guys in so long. I didn't know y'all still love me the way you love me. We got those fan letters. I got those emails. That's what got my butt out here. I love you guys. I'm not done. I want to double down, and this truck is going to be drilled in the ground. Freestyle coming up. Dennis Anderson, the Grave Digger!
Here in Anaheim, California, up first, George Bellhand behind the wheel of an Escalade, and what he does so well is ride the wheelies, and look at that, all of Monster Jam. George Bellhand comes up, the only Monster Jam truck that actually has the each can score him 1 to 10. We'll combine the scores together, and that will determine who gets seconds to 0, and if a truck stops with any time left on that clock, the judges will, it's like George is well on his way to doing that right now. Never seen anywhere on the planet, and he has continued to take that momentum back to the United States in that spectacular looking Escalade, and look out over on his roof just as the clock scores. They are all over the board. The total is a 16. Make a name for himself as he goes into action against the biggest superstars in my. One of the things the judges look for, though, is a comparison truck to truck and the front wheels, and it looked like for just a moment he couldn't get those to work, although now the rear could be some steering problems for Shattered, but to his credit, final 20 seconds, a little bit of an uneven 3. Only a total of 6 champion, who's a pretty daggone good freestyler in his own right, John Seasock. That's all cosmetics. Batman, according to his crew chief Cody Saucier, is at the most rabid fan bases that Monster Jam has to sell out each time every year. And once again, it is a sell Monster Jam superstars to really get some great runs on this freestyle course. Batman, nice save. Driver talent, the patience, knowing right when to get side of 20 seconds to go to fill the clock. The most popular in the entire world, and again, John Seasock, at the pinnacle of his career, is now the world racing champion, and he has dumped it right as rules are coming up right now. One judge loved it. Roll over. Well, Candace Jolly brings out Florida, been making quite a name for herself here in her second. She took the Monster Mutt Dalmatian over on the world, a lot like a veteran, instead of a driver just in her second year. Popular trucks among all the children who come out to watch Monster Jam, and especially Candace Jolly and the Monster Mutt Dalmatian, always overtake the performance that we just saw John Seasock put down to the clock. It'll be a slight deduction because she didn't take it all the way to 0. Monster Mutt Dalmatian in second place. Well, now you get a look at a rising star indeed, one of the fastest viewed in Monster Jam a year ago. Like Candace Jolly, he's been an off-road racer. He spent several years riding ATVs and quads in competition, and now he is behind the wheel of Team Suzuki and just let it roll on those back wheels. And a night leader, if Bobby Parr can give 40 more strong seconds like he started, he might just get big shots. And there's a nice sky wheelie as he puts it up on that unique dirt berth into the Monster Jam NGK Sparkplugs World Finals. And look at this, end over end, it lands on a move from Bobby Parr. Team Suzuki, nobody is sitting in Anaheim. 50,000 end flip that fortunately landed on all fours, and just for fun, he's going to dump it over again. Will be enough to take the lead. It's a 23 truck off, which they can do with their remote ignition interrupters, but they let it go. They let the truck off of the Monster Jam Tour. Bulldozer is back out and looking, but now that wheel not turning is a liability. He'll just try to do some donuts. That's probably about all he's going to be able to do. Well, something broken in the knuckle or in the spindle, whatever it is. The wheel is rolling, but Chuck shuts it down, and the scores obviously are going to be very low. Well, the new look El Toro Loco, you can see earlier some issues in racing, tore off the horns that are normal freestyle champion, driving the El Toro Loco machine. One of the best known and popular trucks in the entire few years ago when he walked into Las Vegas and grabbed a piece of the world freestyle race. Considered one of the best crew chiefs in the business, became available this year, and Lupe was able to get him on his team, and RL has done a phenomenal job of keeping that truck running, and it's only going to be a score of 13. Now, the built Ford Tough Blue Thunder with Tony Farrell, the drive Ford trucks. It is considered the main Ford Monster job for them everywhere he goes. Now, you got to like this. He comes out, those are the kind of things that will score points with the judges, and you can do. And the Team Suzuki ride with a total of 20 to try and take that lead away. He's doing one thing the judges look for. Let's see what Tony's got for his last 20 seconds. Wow, he is going to go over, pirouette. Look at this thing going. Oh, he couldn't quite get it back over. Judges loved it, though, because we've got a new lead clear that these judges are most impressed by what you do at the end, and if you can flip it over and go courting that type of move here. Now, some other areas, but Rick is especially well known. The hot seat is where the lead. So right now, Tony Farrell has that location just off the running, but it is not a typical obsession freestyle. It will reflect just that, but again, to Rick's credit, the score is 13, so he falls Blue Thunder. Well, here's a guy who's expected to give Blue Thunder a run, Neil Elliott. Look at the air right off the bat for maximum destruction. Of course, this key piece of this team, and certainly has learned from the best signature maximum destruction move, the biggest in the tank. They seem to do that by to get the lead away from Blue Thunder, and a leap like that will help him. Huge. Get Tony Farrell and Blue Thunder out of the hot seat. He wants the lead. That may be the biggest leap we've seen all down to the final 20 seconds. Again, this huge Elliott is really putting on a high aerial show in final seconds. He will cross-thread that bus stack, and that is impressive. Maximum destruction fills the clock with the biggest air we have seen on this California night. All that big air, they're more impressed in Blue Thunder. Well, just for fun, he'll get it up on tonight in Anaheim, California. And again, the scores are already in, and he's still firing it. Something wrong as the smoke pops out of the gassy. Nonetheless, the judges loved it. You can Neil Elliott, maximum destruction driver, left to go. But this is the man meant in these California 10 years, and the fans have been fired up. No big to beat Neil Elliott. Let's see what Dennis has got in mind. Elliott got in maximum destruction, and he knows he's got to do it too. And there's a nice chip on in freestyle 2 racing, and look at how high he hangs. It's really great to see him back in action after he missed all of that race of 2007 and didn't return until time in that grave digger. And this is 26th season earlier tonight. We saw him grab the racing win here because just judging on the air, Neil Elliott and Max D has been able to outdo Gravedigger so far. And Dennis will give him something to think about with that huge leap, and he's going over right at the end. Well, Dennis Anderson doing but not enough to give him the win. Neil Elliott